Interestingly, in the last few months, various people across the world have reported seeing unidentified objects falling slowly to the ground, leaving a large trail of smoke. This in turn has caused eyewitnesses to call police and report that something is in distress. Investigators who arrive on the scene, thinking that it's a plane and that they will need further assistance, are surprised to find nothing in the area to indicate that something was in trouble. One of these objects was recently spotted above England, with footage showing a large object leaving behind a smoke trail. Those who saw it detailed that it looked as though something was on fire and described it as an unidentified object that was dark in colour. One resident by the name of Miss Jeffries was able to capture clear photographs of the incident. She said the following: "This is what we captured on the same day and time. We live in Hilperton, Trowbridge. We too thought it was an aircraft. But what grabbed our attention was how it was falling vertically straight down at such a slow speed. It was just bizarre. I would love to find out what it was. It was the strangest thing we have ever seen." My friend's husband said the International Space Station crew were docking that day, so perhaps it could be debris from that. There was something so strange about it that we stopped to watch. I didn't want to worry my children, so before taking photographs, I just said it could be something amazing falling from space. I think that's why my son didn't seem at all worried. My youngest did come downstairs at bedtime crying because he was frightened not knowing what it was. He calmed down eventually." End quote. Interestingly, other people living close to the area said that they also witnessed it, and again described the object as falling slowly, but said that they couldn't make out what the object was. A man by the name of Mr. Craddock said that the mysterious object fell for over 20 minutes, and that the vapor trail it was giving off was a dark black colour. He said that his friends in London also saw the object. One police officer commented on a post that shared the photograph and said the following: "This incident was investigated by officers in the region, and although we could see an object falling to the ground, no one came forward to report a crash. Sometimes these objects can be explained away as things like skydivers or even aeroplanes, but in this case, it did look like something was falling to the ground. My family that lives 25 miles away sent me photographs of the event, and I have to admit, I've never seen anything like it before. It was very bizarre." End quote. Shortly after the photographs were released online, a worker from the United Kingdom's aviation unit said that it was most likely a plane, and that due to the angle of it, the object appeared to be falling from the sky. Many didn't buy this explanation, though, and said that for the past few years these strange objects have been reported across countries. Oddly enough, after looking through gathered data, researchers have said that the United Kingdom is a hotspot when it comes to mysterious sightings, and detail that hundreds of mysterious aircrafts have been spotted since the early 1940s, which has caused officials to conduct further research into the aircrafts to try and determine what they are and where they're coming from. The mysterious surveillance object. On the 5th of August, back in 2010, the Royal Air Force released a series of documents surrounding reported sightings of unidentified objects, with additional documentation about a specific incident 50 years prior that Winston Churchill himself banned the reporting of, out of fear that the story could create mass panic and lead to the degradation of society. The banned reports claim that on the 5th of August back in 1944, a Royal Air Force reconnaissance aircraft was returning from an undisclosed surveillance mission from France or Germany. However, while travelling over the English coastline, the surveillance crew claimed to have been suddenly intercepted by what each crew member described as a peculiar metallic object that began to match their aircraft's course and speed alongside them, before the object quickly accelerated into the distance and disappeared entirely. As the craft had hovered alongside their plane, several members of the crew rapidly began taking a series of photographs of the object to later verify their claims, as they possessed the equipment necessary to take higher quality images and gather sensitive data of enemy aircraft. However, as they began this documentation, they claimed that something appeared to be off about the unidentified object, as the unknown craft appeared to emit no sound or use any form of known propulsion to generate its lift. According to the released documents, any proof of the object gathered by the team has been completely destroyed or lost. Given this strange development, many believe that the event was covered up in its entirety, with researchers coming forward, including one man that wrote to the government back in 1999, claiming that his father had overheard the event while in a meeting alongside Winston Churchill and the then American President Dwight D. Eisenhower. The United Kingdom has investigated mysterious aircrafts in the past. The most well-known investigation was known as Project Condeen, which was conducted by the British Ministry of Defence's intelligence staff between 1997 and 2000. The purpose of the investigation was to determine whether these mysterious aircraft sightings posed a threat to national security and whether they could be attributed to any known technology or natural phenomena. The Project Condeen report, which was released to the public in 2006, concluded that the majority of sightings could be attributed to misidentifications of known objects or phenomena, such as aircraft, balloons, or meteorological events. However, the report also acknowledged that a small percentage of sightings could not be easily explained and might require further investigation. The British Ministry of Defence also maintained a reporting and investigation system called the Unidentified Object Desk until it was closed in 2009. Interestingly, since then, various workers have come forward and said that evidence has been tampered with, and that various sightings that couldn't be explained weren't included in these files. As of right now, the British Ministry of Defence has stated that it would continue to investigate any credible reports of mysterious aircrafts that might have national security implications. All around the world, there appears to be a number of strange occurrences that seem to create a manipulation in both space and time. These strange occurrences have come to be known as different instances of time travel and time slips in our reality that not only causes unexplainable phenomena to surface, but can change our very perspective on the nature of our world. Various people have shared their own stories of these glitches, and it led to various pages being set up so that people can share their mysterious encounters. Just recently, an interesting video was shared on social media, and since being uploaded, it has gained hundreds of thousands of views. The user who uploaded the footage said that the event was like a glitch in the Matrix, and explained that thousands of birds were flying around in circles. The uploader said that the video was taken in Flatwoods, West Virginia, and that she had never seen this many birds in one area before. Those who saw the video said that the birds looked disorientated. One person said the following: "I've seen this type of behavior before, and it's usually when something has happened nearby. For example, in my case, it was that the birds in my region were allegedly poisoned, and it caused them to act like this." End quote. What's strange is that in the last few years, this isn't the first time that events like these have been reported, and it's caused some to ask why these birds are acting this way. A few months back, several news outlets reported that something was happening to birds in various different countries, noting that they couldn't explain why so many of them were dropping out of the skies. This caused people to come forward on social media and detail their personal stories. Oddly enough, it's not just one species that's being affected. Researchers who have been studying these birds and who have tried to get to the bottom of what's going on have explained that thousands of birds in the eastern United States are falling out of the sky, with some of these events even being captured by onlookers. It's led researchers to suggest that something big is happening right now, but after collecting the data and inspecting these birds up close, scientists have said that they are no closer to understand why this is happening, and said they are worried because it's happening in various places across the world, including England, Wales, Ireland, Australia, Turkey, Egypt, and various other countries. As of right now, the scientists who are looking into this have ruled out some of the most common culprits, but said they can't seem to get to the bottom of what's going on. The mysterious event was first recorded in Virginia and Maryland in May of 2021, but wildlife experts have said that within the last few months, reports are spreading all throughout the country. One scientist from the Hampshire Nature Reserve located in England said the following when asked whether radio frequency radiation could be behind this strange behavior. "Yes, radio frequency radiation can affect birds. Radio frequency radiation is a type of non-ionizing electromagnetic radiation that is emitted by wireless communication devices such as cell phones, Wi-Fi routers, and radio and television transmitters. Studies have shown that exposure to radio frequency radiation can affect birds' behavior, physiology, and reproductive success. For example, radio frequency radiation exposure has been linked to changes in birds' migratory behavior, changes in their feeding patterns, and a reduction in their ability to navigate using Earth's magnetic field. Radio frequency radiation exposure has also been shown to affect the reproductive success of birds, including a reduction in the number of eggs laid and a decrease in the survival rate of chicks. End quote. Chelsea Jones, a spokesperson for the Animal Welfare League of Arlington, Virginia, said the following. In May 2022, we started to realize that something unusual was going on. We have received 300 birds so far, but that is just counting the deceased birds. The real total is much higher. End quote. As of right now, further tests are being conducted in order to get to the bottom of why this keeps happening. Staying on the subject of mysterious events, the USS Eldridge has long caught the attention of those interested in the unknown. Referred to by many as the Philadelphia experiment, the strange military experiments surrounding that of the United States military, creating an electromagnetic bubble around the large naval vessel known as the USS Eldridge, helped to create one of the strange, anomalous properties of our world. Originally designed to create completely radar-invisible ships by bouncing radar waves around the ship. These experiments would go on to create a warped space-time field around the ship and transport it through time and space, ending up in different areas of the world, and even sending two men through time in an effort to fix the timeline. Although the stories surrounding the Philadelphia experiment span many different accounts and decades worth of government cover-up and intervention, it eventually led to one of the men sent through time, Ed Cameron, coming into contact with humans of the far future as they were preparing to stop a cataclysmic event that was thought to be able to wipe out all life on the planet. Interestingly enough, despite these events having occurred back in the early 1950s, Ed Cameron would go on to make several startling premonitions about the future, including that of color televisions in the future, and even of future events such as that of hospital conditions, medicine, emerging technologies surrounding hospitals, as well as changes in the political map in the future. The majority of these findings were during his time spent in a hospital after being sent into the future of the late 1980s, and spending a large amount of his time during this period watching television, baffled by the technology of the future. This would later lead to the further written witness accounts of a man by the name of Al Bielek, of whom claimed to have been the reincarnated Ed Cameron, and was able to piece together many of the claims and questions surrounding that of Ed Cameron. He would go on to create a 3-hour-long tell-all video that he would post to YouTube before his passing, in which he not only further explained the science behind the Philadelphia experiment, but went into the strange future sightings of humanity, as well as the terrible cataclysmic event that is believed to occur in the year 2843, that will end all life on our planet as we know it. According to a reputable lawyer who is involved in bringing whistleblowers to Congress, the US military allegedly retrieved a crashed unidentified object that had the capability to distort space-time and was larger internally than it appeared externally. Daniel Sheehan claims that he was informed about an astonishing story by a knowledgeable source who purportedly participated in a covert program dedicated to recovering crashed advanced spacecraft. This individual has allegedly briefed the staff of the Senate Intelligence Committee. The attorney's account is the most recent addition to a series of astounding assertions this week about unidentified objects in the possession of the government. This sequence began with a public interview featuring David Grush, a former high-ranking officer in Air Force intelligence, who claimed that the US government has multiple crashed vehicles of advanced origin. The Department of Defense has come forward and said that they have not found any credible evidence to substantiate the claims made. Sheehan has been assisting individuals like Grush in coming forward to Congress in an effort to reveal what he perceives as a government lie to hide encounters with beings from outer space. The lawyer informed news outlets that he was told about a particular incident of recovery by someone who claimed to have insider knowledge of a crash retrieval program. This incident involved a partially buried 30-foot saucer with extraordinary characteristics. According to Sheehan, they made an attempt to attach a bulldozer to the object in order to remove it. Surprisingly, when they pulled, the object came out in a triangular shape, resembling a piece of pie, almost as if it was intentionally designed that way. As soon as it became dislodged by a few feet, they promptly halted their actions. Their intention was to avoid compromising the structural soundness of the apparatus. During the exploration, an individual entered the structure and was astounded by its vastness, which was comparable to that of a football stadium. The individual experienced feelings of unease and nausea due to the disorienting nature of the immense interior space. The dimensions of the object were comparable to that of a football stadium, but its external diameter measured only around 30 feet. According to Sheehan, the presence of warped dimensions extends beyond just space around the spacecraft. According to knowledgeable physicists, it is theoretically possible to manipulate space-time around an advanced spacecraft in order to counteract the force of gravity. However, Sheehan refused to provide additional information, such as the specific location and date of the incident, and stated that he was unable to present evidence to substantiate the allegations. The absence of specific information, records, and visuals is causing skeptics to disregard the accounts of an advanced spacecraft stored within covert government initiatives, considering them as mere fictional narratives. Military intelligence experts who have expressed their endorsement for Grush since he made his public revelation emphasize that he has exposed himself to significant danger if he is being untruthful, as all his assertions have been formally submitted to the Inspector Generals of the Department of Defense and the intelligence community, under the threat of legal consequences for perjury. According to knowledgeable sources in the intelligence community, there is credible and verifiable evidence suggesting that the government or military contractors possess a minimum of 12 unidentified objects. According to Public's report, they sourced information from individuals who also provided information to Grush during the briefing. According to an individual claiming to be a whistleblower, it is reported that every 5 years, there are 1 or 2 unidentified crafts that are either recovered from landings, captured, or involved in crashes. The whistleblower claims knowledge of approximately 12 to 15 such crafts. According to a defense contractor who disclosed the information to the public, there were multiple distinct forms and structures observed. Out of the total, 6 were found to be in good condition, while the remaining 6 were not. There were instances where the unidentified aerial vehicles landed, but their occupants were not present upon inspection. Notably, individuals in high-ranking positions, including generals, have had physical contact with these vehicles, and there is no reason to doubt their credibility. The belief in government theories concerning advanced life is not a new phenomenon. While we have no definitive proof that the US government is hiding knowledge of alien life, several plausible theories attempt to justify why they might do so if such knowledge was within their grasp. Firstly, one must consider the potential for mass panic and societal unrest. The knowledge of intelligent extraterrestrial life could have profound implications on worldviews, religions, and fundamental human beliefs. For centuries, humans have regarded themselves as the center of life and intelligence in the universe. An abrupt revelation that we are not alone, and potentially not even the most advanced civilization, could cause substantial unrest, fear, and even chaos. This potential disruption of societal norms and peace may be deemed too risky by the government, leading them to maintain secrecy. Secondly, there may be national security concerns associated with the disclosure of extraterrestrial existence. If the US government were in possession of alien technology, or was engaged in communication or cooperation with advanced beings, publicizing this information could risk national security. Other nations may seek to obtain this technology or knowledge, leading to a new kind of arms race or heightened global tension. Furthermore, the revelation that the government is incapable of defending its citizens against technologically superior beings could create fear and undermine the government's authority. Thirdly, the government might be worried about the effect of such a revelation on the economy. The announcement of advanced life could disrupt markets, causing economic instability. The existence of intelligent advanced life would undoubtedly be one of the most profound discoveries in human history. While its immediate impact on fields such as science and philosophy is apparent, it also poses intriguing implications for the realm of religion. Religion, fundamentally, is a human endeavor to comprehend the nature of existence, our place within the cosmos, and the potential existence of a divine entity or entities. The discovery of advanced life would challenge and expand these interpretations in significant ways, forcing us to reassess our understanding of divinity, creation, and the purpose of human life. Firstly, the impact on religions would largely depend on their doctrinal flexibility. Many religions have a geocentric focus, with humanity considered the pinnacle of creation. Advanced extraterrestrial life forms could disrupt these beliefs, questioning our central place in the cosmos. However, religions with a more fluid interpretation of their texts and an openness to reinterpretation might adapt more easily. Secondly, the discovery could promote a more universal understanding of spirituality and the divine. Instead of perceiving God or gods as exclusive to humanity, the presence of other intelligent life might instigate a more inclusive, cosmic interpretation of divinity. This shared divine experience might contribute to a sense of unity among intelligent species across the cosmos, birthing a form of universal religion or spirituality. Moreover, the discovery might motivate religious communities to revisit, reinterpret, and renew their doctrines. Texts that refer to heavens, other worlds, or beings from the sky might be interpreted in light of extraterrestrial existence. This could result in a broadening of religious thought, spawning new theological studies and philosophies. However, it's also possible that the discovery of advanced extraterrestrial life might catalyze a crisis of faith for some believers. Individuals might question their religious convictions, particularly if their beliefs are rigidly anthropocentric, or if they perceive the existence of advanced life as incompatible with their religious texts or doctrines. Simultaneously, new religious movements might emerge, with extraterrestrials incorporated into or even central to their beliefs. History shows that significant events or discoveries often give rise to new spiritual interpretations and religious groups. As of right now, the discovery of advanced life would pose significant implications for religion, prompting both challenges and opportunities for spiritual growth and understanding. It would provoke a deep, collective introspection about our beliefs, our place in the universe, and the nature of the divine. It is important, however, to recognize that these outcomes are largely speculative and would depend on the nature of the discovery, the characteristics of the advanced beings, and the global religious landscape at the time of the revelation. So, what do you make of these interesting announcements? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comments section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.